The Last Letter from Vienna, Part 4. Alsace, France, April 1945. The war was crawling toward its end. But it wasn't over. Bullets still whispered across borders, and cities still bled from the inside out. Soldiers no longer marched, they limped. Civilians didn't run, they disappeared. Johann Richter had walked for days. No uniform, no rank. Just a forged Red Cross ID and a folded letter he couldn't stop reading. His boots were caked with mud. His eyes had forgotten sleep, but in his chest still beat the same purpose. Find her, even if she doesn't want to be found. Rumors led him to a village north of Mulhouse, a hospital outpost, run by French nuns, protected by Allied medics. Inside it, a woman had arrived weeks ago, half dead, starved, and clutching a shattered violin like it was a piece of her soul. The hospital grounds. The building was a former monastery, its stained glass broken, the air filled with the scent of rain, morphine, and distant smoke. Johann crossed the courtyard slowly, flinching every time a boot scuffed stone. He passed wounded men, amputees, orphans, but he kept walking until he reached Ward C. There she was, Emilia, sitting by the window wrapped in a gray wool shawl. Her frame was thin, bones visible. Her hair, once elegantly pinned, now fell messily to her shoulders. But her eyes, those fierce, flame-colored eyes, were unmistakable. She didn't flinch when he entered. She just looked at him, as if he were a ghost. "You're late," she said, voice hoarse. "I got lost," Johann replied. He stepped forward and slowly reached into his coat. She tensed. He paused, then pulled out the letter, the one she thought he never received. But it wasn't hers. It was his. She unfolded it carefully. It smelled of dust and smoke. Inside, in familiar cursive, it read, "I don't know how to ask forgiveness. I don't expect you to believe me. But if you are reading this, somehow we both survived. And if we survived, we should not waste it. I ask not for your trust, only for the chance to earn it." Her fingers trembled. A tear dropped onto the page, smearing ink. She looked at him again. "Do you still remember what you said to me the first night we met?" Schubert was heartbreaking, he whispered. She reached behind her and lifted a battered violin case onto her lap. "I don't play for crowds anymore," she said. "Only for those who stayed." She handed him the bow. The music room, midnight. They sat in silence for a long time, tuning strings, aligning breath. Then the first note. It was not perfect. It cracked. But then came the second, and the third. Soon the melody grew into something more than just music. It was a language they both remembered, a promise neither dared speak. Outside, bombs still fell in Germany. Cities still burned. But here, in this forgotten hospital chapel, the soldier and a survivor played the most honest song they'd ever known. A duet of the broken, a requiem for the lost, a beginning for what might come next.